Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy. And today we're looking at a toy from the Power of the Force collection. This is Boba Fett's Slave One. And of course this is Boba Fett's ship. It made its first appearance in the Empire Strikes Back and in earlier versions. He also appeared in Attack of the Clones, but it was on a different paint scheme and a newer version of it. But today we're looking at Boba Fett's version, and this is from the Empire Strikes Back. And let's take a look at the ship. Now when you buy the ship, it doesn't come with Boba Fett. I'm just putting him here for the purposes of the video, but when you actually purchase it, this is all you're gonna get. You're gonna get the ship called Slave One. And real quick, I'm just gonna spin the ship around here so you can see it from all sides and see how awkwardly shaped it is. And of course, a lot of people over time have actually compared it to an iron, so it does look similar to that. And let's see here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice about this is it's got the blaster cannons here, and they do rotate. That's all they do. There's no projectile that fires or anything, but you get a 360-degree rotation out of the cannons. And then this is going to be kind of tough to show because I want to keep it on camera, but the other thing you'll see is the wings actually flap and rotate. So when you're in different flight angles, because of course this is the position the ship lands in, and when it's flying it's actually vertical like this. Let's see here if I can put the camera up a little bit. You'll see it's actually vertical like this. And come on, guy. One of the things that it does, if you look on the bottom here, you'll actually see there's a big handle here. And if you look behind the handle, it's kind of tough to see. There's a little trigger in here. And it's not a trigger that launches anything, but what it is, it's like a brake for the wings. So when the ship's in this position and you pull the trigger down and hold it, and then you pick it up, the wings stay like that. But if you let go of the trigger, the wings go horizontal like that. And the same thing, if you pull the trigger now while they're in this position and you turn the ship over like this and then release it, they're going to go back into the flat position. So that's all it does. It's just for flight. It's to be in certain positions of flight. So you would stand it up and then release, and then they go horizontal like that. But that's what the back looks like. There's a handle on it where you can actually hold the thing up, and you have the trigger, brake. And the next thing we'll look at here is, let me put the camera back down, okay, is the way you get in. And this big panel right here is actually the door. And so what you would do is you're gonna have to remove the whole thing. And it's a flexible piece of plastic that snaps in and should snap out. There it goes. And it snaps out, and that's what it looks like. There's just little tabs on it that help it snap into place. And once you have the door open, or the panel open, it's not really a door, the next thing is the ramp. And so what you do with the ramp is you have to pop the bottom part of it out, and you pull it out like this, and you have the actual ramp that the figure can walk up. So you would have and it's not to scale, so it's a little big for him. But anyway, when you do open the cargo bay there in the ramp, this does come with the ship. There's actually a carbonite Han inside. And it's not the figure, it's just a plastic shell that you get. is, of course, Captain Solo is in the cargo hold. And that's what it looks like. This is the one that comes with the ship. It's different than the one that comes with the figure. It's a little bit smaller, and there's no figure that comes with it. So just be aware. There's Carbonite Han. He does come with the ship. And so the next thing you're going to notice about the ship is, where do you put Boba Fett? And so you'll notice there's this big lever here on the side. So what you do is you swing this lever down, and if you look inside the ship, you'll see the seat actually comes down. This is the actual seat that you put Boba Fett in, and it retracts down and goes up, goes down, goes up. So that's how that works. So, and if you look in there on the seat, I'm going to go ahead and pick the camera up and stick it in there a little bit. You'll see there's a little clip where you clip the figure on. And so what you want to do when you're doing that is, so you have to take all the accessories off Boba Fett. He'll probably fit in there if you force it with the jetpack on and the cape and everything, but just to make it easier for today's purposes, we're going to take all his accessories off, and you kind of take the little clip and you put it right above his knees. You can clip him around the waist. That's what you would assume is the best thing. But when you do that, he sits kind of low and you can barely see him in the cockpit. So what I'm doing in here is I'm clipping Boba Fett in, and I got the clip so it's just above his knees, and you got it, and it's holding him into position here. So then what you do next is you swing the lever up, and then you will see him in the cockpit. And he's actually in there. And unfortunately, because there's no way to access the interior of the cockpit without taking the ship apart, inside of my cockpit's a little dirty, and I apologize for that, but you have to realize this is a 20-year-old toy, and it's had some love. So, but he is in there, and you can see him, and he's at the flight controls. And so to get him to, the ship is really large and awkward, so I apologize for the shaky video. But so he's in there, and when you want to see him come down, you pull the lever, and he retracts back down, and then you can retrieve your figure. And let's just go ahead and pop him out of there, and put the seat back up. And that's it. And we'll go ahead and put Captain Solo back in the cargo hold. This is his permanent home. And then once again, to get the ramp to go up, it's on like a little track system here. And so the top part of the ramp always stays in the ship, and the bottom part comes loose. And what you want to do is just push the bottom or the top of the ramp all the way up, and you push down, and it snaps into place. And so you can see how the ramp works. And then finally, what you want to do is insert the door, and it's a little bit tricky to get in there. And so what you have to do is you have to slide this piece in, and you'll see there's a little tab here on the other side of the doorway, and you want to match this line of the door up with that little tab. So you kind of have to line it up and slide it in there, and it can be a little awkward to do, but it does fit well. It snaps into place, and you just push it in, and you'll hear a click sound, and it still has a little wiggle to it, but the door stays in there very well, so you don't have to worry about it coming out or anything like that. And real quick, let's put Boba Fett back together so he can go get his bounties. And install the jetpack. And of course, he wants his blaster. Alright. Alright. And that is it, everyone. from the Power of the Force collection. This is Boba Fett's Slave 1. And thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.